Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be going through and taking a look at the brand new NBA playoffs spotlight sim challenges, talking about how long they're going to take to complete and which ones I think are worth doing, which ones aren't, and just how you get them done as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. So these work very simply, and honestly very similarly to round one as well. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you have your conference semifinals challenges, and each challenge group, just like with round one, when you complete it, will give you the ultimate player. So if you want Moses Moody, you do the Warriors challenges. You want Derek White, you do the Celtics challenges, and so on, so forth, of course. With that being said, what that means is in order to get cards you might specifically want, so if you just want McJaden McDaniels, or if you just want Ty Jerome or something along those lines, those cards are actually really easily attained. But it's not that hard to do it, in my opinion. Like, I just think in general that it's kind of cool the way that they did this system. Although unfortunately days are going to require a bit more grinding than I had initially intended upon doing, I guess. To get a couple of these cards for gameplays, because, like, for example, what you do not need just the winners challenges or completed. You do need the losers challenges completed as well in order to complete the challenge group. So for example, for the Minnesota Timberwolves one, you have to have NBA playoffs LeBron, and you have to have NBA playoffs Anthony Edwards. So what this is going to mean is that if you haven't completed all of the challenges, like I myself have not, in fact, I haven't even completed all 8 of the winning teams. I still have to complete this Jokic group for the Nuggets, in addition to all of these other challenges. But unfortunately, what that means is that I am still going to have to go through and, like, in order to get Ty Jerome or Jaden McDaniels, I'm going to have to go complete the Heat challenges for Bam Adebayo, and I'm going to have to go complete the Lakers challenges for LeBron, in addition to the challenges that I already have completed. And so what that produces is it's going to take a little bit more time to get these cards, which is a tiny bit annoying, right? But at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. I don't think it's a huge problem. I probably should have completed them all anyway, and the fact that I didn't get them all done is kind of on me. So it's not all that bad. At the same time, these actual challenge groups themselves are really not that hard at all. The only cards that are required for them are free cards, and I guess that's not totally 100% true. I think you can also you do also have to use, like, Cavs players in the final challenge, for example, but it's not hard. I mean, you have to win a triple threat game, win a clutch time game and make 5 3-pointers as a team, and then win the final game by 12 points, which I assume is still probably, my line doesn't even meet the requirements of the game, obviously, but I assume it's still probably a 3-minute quarter game. Maybe it's a 4-minute quarter game. At the end of the day, I would recommend completing all of these, though, because clearly it looks as though the challenges are going to be requiring the old cards one way or another, regardless, in order to complete all of them. So I will probably be going through, and first of all, what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to finish the teams that I need to finish, like Bam Adebayo and LeBron for the Cavs and Timberwolves ones, so I can get these cards done. But after that, I'm going to go through and finish the rest of the round 1 challenges, and then do all the round 2 challenges over the next couple weeks as round 2 progresses. And that is probably what I would recommend you to do as well, because in order to get the Dark Matters, in order to get the eventual 100 overalls in the finals, and in order to get that eventual final invincible player from these playoff challenges, realistically, it looks as though you are going to have completed everything. So a little bit annoying, maybe, but really not that bad in my opinion. And actually, as I finish out this video, I'm just going to play this Miami Heat triple threat game, because at the end of the day, these are not hard challenges at all. They're just a little bit time consuming, but even then, it's 2 triple threat games, a short full lineup game, and a clutch time game. Like, it's going to take you, I don't know, let's say 20 minutes for the full lineup game plus 10 minutes for the other 2. I mean, at a maximum, I would say 45 minutes per team, and I would think realistically probably a lot less than that. Like, realistically, this is not bad at all. This is not challenging at all, and it's really not that time consuming. But unfortunately, it does mean you have to go back and do all the teams you haven't done already. So if you're like me and you basically did the first 8, which even I'd done like 7.5 of the first 8, but if you have done the first 8, then you have to do the other 8, which is probably going to take you, I don't know, 30 minutes per team on that group, maybe a little bit, yeah, about 30 minutes per team, so 4 hours there. And then you got 8 more challenge groups. I said 45 minutes per. That's 45, I mean, that's like 6 hours, right? I believe, if I'm not doing my math incorrectly. And I mean, I don't know, let's just say you have half of them done, then you have 10 hours worth over the next till round 2 is over to complete. It's something to do, and it's like almost kind of worth doing, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you're not making a lot of MT or anything like that by any means, but you do get 1500 MT per final game in these. You get 2000 MT per final game in the round 1 challenges. You're getting a couple other small minor rewards for completing the other games, the other challenges and stuff. And at the end of the day, I don't think realistically that the content is like horrible. There are some actually decent, a couple actually decent cards in these opals that you may use, even if it is just salary cap or something along those lines, but also a couple cards who actually are legitimately like usable. And then also there is, of course, the promise of a couple of we're gonna get what, 4 Dark Matters, 200 overalls, and an invincible card if they continue the progression the way they said they're going to, which I assume they're going to, because they said we're going to get an invincible at the end of this, which would mean the champions there's an invincible. Before the champions, there's a 200 overalls for the 2 finalists, and then before that, for the conference finals, there's 4 teams, there's 4 Dark Matters. It just makes sense. So I'm for it, honestly. Like, I am totally cool with this content, and honestly, these cards actually having a few good cards in them for the opals is very encouraging to me. Now, I will say I don't love the fact that all the opal and all the opal cards are guards. The only non-guard is Jaden McDaniels, who's very good. But I'm hoping that we don't see all the Dark Matters be guards too, and then 200 overall guards and an invincible guard, and they just give us a bunch of 6'4" dudes for all these cards, because that would be really disappointing. I hope 2K does actually make an effort to give us cards of players we would want to use in my team specifically, and doesn't just give us Peyton Pritchard if the Celtics make the finals. You know what I mean? Like, that's my hope and my thought process with this, is that hopefully 2K does take that into account and actually give us cards that we want, you know what I mean, at least to a certain extent. Not every single card has to be, and again, 6 of the 8 cards today are shorter guards or cards that aren't as interesting to me personally, and that's not that big of a deal, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it matters that much at the end of the day. But yeah, again, these challenges, when you're gonna get some rep of franchise option packs, some more rep, and 1500 MT per, so you'll get some MT, you get the players, and you'll get the progress towards the next round as well. So overall, these challenges are very, very solid. I really have no problems whatsoever with the way that 2K did these challenges, and I hope to see continuation and continued growth in terms of the quality of these cards as we go into the next round. But I would recommend completing all of these challenges, because you're going to need them done for the next round of these playoff challenges. But with that being said, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Excuse me. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.